In a previous lesson, we looked at lexical relations. A lexical relation is a reference between two entries that have similar status. That is, neither one is subsidiary to the other. Neither one can be considered the parent or the child. They could be considered peers or equal. Now, a lexical relation is usually a link between a sense of one entry to a sense of a different entry. It's at the sense level. It is also possible to create a relationship at the entry level where the link is not referring to a specific sense of either entry. Now, in some senses, this is still a lexical relation, but in Flex, we're going to call this a cross-reference when it's at the entry level, and we'll see later why this difference matters. So let's look at this database, and there are two words that relate to the word rain. I will go to this word, and let's say that I want to create a cross-reference to the other entry. Now notice the field for lexical relations is showing, but I don't want that. I don't want to do this at the sense level. Notice that lexical relations is at the sense level. So I want something at the entry level, and these fields up here are the ones at the entry level, but I'm not seeing one for cross-reference. So what I need to do is tick the box next to Show Hidden Fields up in the pane bar header. And now all of the possible fields are showing. And so I need to go down through this list, and as I scroll, I can find cross-references. So I will click on that, and then I get the blue arrow. So now I use the blue arrow, and I want to go to the Field Visibility section because I want this field showing for all of my entries. I'm going to turn this to be always visible. And now I can untick Show Hidden Fields. Now I could have just filled it in there, but I'm going to be doing more things with cross-references, and so I really want it showing. So now that the field is showing, even with Show Hidden Fields off, I can make use of it. So if I click the blue triangle next to it, I can see that there is a menu option for Insert Compare Relation. So compare is the one used for the CF or cross-reference relation. So I will click on that. And now I get a dialog box that allows me to search for the entry that I want. So I will start typing PL, and I don't have to type the whole word. The one I want shows up. So I will click on it. Now again, I don't want to click create. That would make a new entry. That would make it would make an entry with just PL, and I don't want that. The one that I want is there, so I want to add a reference. So I will click the Add button. I'm adding a compare reference. So I will click that, and now there's a compare field, and I see the target word, and up here in the entry, I see the CF for compare and the target word. Now, when we talk about references, remember there are two parts. There's the label, so this CF tells the name of the relationship, which is compare, this is the abbreviation, and the target. And the target is a live link, and so if I click on the target in a formatted view, then it takes me to that entry. Now notice that in that entry, there's also a reference. I did not have to create it in both entries. It automatically creates it in both, so that is very handy. Now, I do want to do one thing to configure it. Now, again, the easiest way to configure is to go to a formatted view and right-click on the item that you want to configure. So I will right-click on the target word, and I will configure the dictionary view. So notice that this is the node that's selected, referenced head word, under targets. Remember we said we're looking at the target of the cross-reference. Now this is under the node cross-references. So if I click on this, that's the parent node for the whole cross-reference bundle. And if I click on the yellow highlight, I can see that that does encompass the whole entire thing. Now, this is all in line, but I kind of want to set off this part. Let me untick this. I really want parentheses around it, so I can use the before and after boxes. Now the before box has nothing in it. I will click in it. I want to put an open parenthesis. Now in the after box, notice you can see little dots. The first dot is a period, and the second one is a space. Now if I put my cursor after both of them, I can click a closing parenthesis, but now if I look up here, I see that there's a space between the dot and the parenthesis. So I really want the parenthesis between the dot and the space. So I will come here, I will delete it, and that mid dot represents the space. So now I'm between those two little dots. I will hit the closing paren, and now that looks right. And so this sets it off a little bit. And if I wanted to, I could add one more space in front of it to set it off from the head word a tiny bit. So now I have put brackets around it. You could put other things. You could put a square bracket or a curly brace or other things. And I can use the highlight to show the whole thing. And again, it's showing me that cross-reference node. Now, the one other thing that I wanted to show you about that, we go back to the configure view. Notice that this is up at the entry level. So down here we see senses. If we expand senses, there is a node for configuring lexical relations. Okay, those are the lexical relations at the sense level. But if I want to configure this relationship that's up at the entry level, there's a different node for it. So that's why it's important to know that it has a different label. Cross-references refers to entry-level relationships, and lexical relations refers to sense-level relationships. So they are configured in different nodes. Now, if I wanted to adjust something about the list, I still need to go to the lists area, and there's a list called lexical relations, and this one does have all of the relationships, including the compare relation. Even though this is at the entry level, this lexical relation list has all of the relations, whether they're at the sense level or the entry level. So I will go back to the lexicon, and so that's how we add a compare relation. Keep in mind that it's configured separately from the sense level ones, but it's managed in the list area together with the sense level ones.